un autoritratto in pietra, a self-portrait in stone. This is how the maverick Italian writer, Curzio Malaparte, described his house, which he built on the island of Capri in 1940. I first saw the Casa Malaparte 3 years ago and was struck by its elegance and sheer visual force. It is a powerful building perched on top of a rock, designed to challenge and confront the elements.
The way the house fits into its surroundings is quite extraordinary. Like an ancient Roman aqueduct or a modern motorway, it is a pure, simple and strong shape that creates a lively tension between the natural and the man-made. Recently, though, the house was forced to submit. A freak storm ravaged the island. Waves engulfed the building that stands 60 feet above sea level, sweeping over the house and damaging its delicate red skin. Yet the strong and memorable lines of the outdoor staircase are as impressive and radical today as they were 50 years ago. The original design of the house was by Adalberto Libera, one of the leading architects of the day, but the design changed as the house was being built. Malaparte, a prolific author, journalist and critic, like so many intellectuals of the period, had an equivocal relationship with the fascist regime. In 1934, Mussolini banished him, with his mother, to the volcanic island of Lipari, just off the coast of Sicily. After this involuntary exile, Malaparte decided to build himself a voluntary exile on the most remote part of another island, the island of Capri. The site he chose was near the Faraglioni, rocks that rise from one of the deepest parts of the Mediterranean. In the making of his house, Malaparte brought to Capri his own memories and preoccupations. In Lipari, he was clearly familiar with the architecture of the local church, with its unexpected funnel-shaped staircase. It is this singular image that Malaparte inscribed on a building he fondly called Casa come me, a house like me. From his studio, Malaparte wrote, "In the wildest, most solitary and dramatic part of Capri, where the island loses its human quality and becomes ferocious, where nature expresses itself with an incomparable cruel strength, there was a promontory of extraordinary purity of line, a rocky claw flung into the sea. No other place in Italy has such broad horizon and such depth of feeling. It is clearly a place intended for strong men, free spirits. There was no house in this place. I would be the first then to build in the midst of that nature."
Walking up these steps, you understand the strength of these feelings. The dynamics of the staircase, narrow at the bottom and wide at the top, create a sense of theater and ritual in this extraordinary setting. There are no walls, no balustrades, no fences. There is nothing between you, the cliff, the sea, and the sky. This curved white wall, a solitary sail, is the only piece of furniture in this vast and beautiful outdoor room.
A room with a terracotta floor whose outer walls are formed by the Bay of Naples, the Faraglioni and the Mediterranean Sea. It is here, on this roof, that Jean-Luc Godard chose to enact the central crisis of his film Le Mépris. It is here that the characters reach the point of no return, a total lack of verbal communication. From this very point, where there is nothing between you and the coast of Africa, Michel Piccoli spies on his screen wife, Brigitte Bardot, as she and her lover exchange their first adulterous kiss. Beneath the grand expansive roof lies the body of the house, which is still occupied by Malaparte's family. 2 floors with modest bedrooms, kitchen and living areas. Only the main room, or as Malaparte called it, the atrium, reflects the drama of its setting. Here the raison d'être of the building becomes clear, a dialogue between the house and its surroundings, between Malaparte's exterior and interior worlds. In his novel La Pelle, The Skin, written in this house in 1949, Malaparte imagines a scene where General Rommel pays a visit to the house. On leaving, Rommel compliments Malaparte on the building. "Did you design the house?" Rommel asks. "No," Malaparte responds. "The house has always been here. I designed the scenery." There is a stillness and a tension between the 4 large windows, the raw white space, and the few elements it contains. Together they evoke the same sense of mystery and disquiet of De Chirico's metaphysical paintings, where an ancient statue and a steam engine are set within a static background. A fusion of the past and the present, the real and the imaginary, the ancient and the modern.
It's odd that in this stark, modern room, the windows are framed with this thick, chunky, rustic material. Reality becomes fiction, like a painting on a wall. The sills are wide enough to stand in. You can either be part of the room, or if you prefer, you can be part of the scenery.
As on the roof, the rough stone floor is an extension of the natural rock outside. The benches, made with pieces of ancient Roman columns and rough timber planks, are basic and functional. Yet, in this setting, they become symbols of other worlds, out of time and out of place. In the fireplace, a small window frames a view of the Faraglioni, for the exclusive enjoyment of Malaparte and his guests. I know of no other hearth where earth, air, water and fire are so self-consciously celebrated. The Casa Malaparte is a monument that transcends history. It is both classical and modern.
It gives me a sense of confidence and calm. At this time of great noise and chaos in architecture, the Casa Malaparte reminds me that a few bold gestures are all it takes to make great architecture.